And welcome back to yet another installation of Monster Hunter Barovia, episode 10. Order of business is that our good friend Lyndon will not be joining us tonight due to scheduling conflict, so it'll just be the rest of the crew joining us tonight. Um, Last session, we ended up finally getting to Valaki, and as the players were moving through the town, they end up finding that all was not right in the town. They end up having to do a little bit of, well, I wouldn't say investigating, but after noticing a couple of odd things here and there, they found out that there are beings in this world that don't actually possess a soul. They have everything else that makes them human, but they don't actually have a soul, which actually came to a bit of a shock to a few characters. They end up making their way over to the Blue Water Inn and end up partaking of a meal, getting some beds, and successfully completing their mission, bringing Arena and Ismark over to Valaki, where they think they'll get some refuge from Strahd. Throughout the night, they ended up getting a good night's rest, with the exception of poor Matilda, who ended up getting some nightmares from her hometown. And aside from that, not a whole lot else happened. Everyone got a full night's rest, and it is now the next morning in town. All right, and I'll leave it to you guys.
I believe the last things we were planning on doing is we found out where the vineyard was, and we also wanted to ask about the ravens on.
Okay.
Upstairs, I think, was the way it was worded to us.
Yeah.
Yeah. So just point of clarification. So yeah, when you guys came into the premises of the Blue Water Inn, you saw a yeah, excuse me, a swarm of ravens that were sitting on the top of a slanted roof. So you were hearing bird noises throughout the night. Um, and yeah, the vineyard is also about 4 to 5 hours west of your current location on the main road as well. So
I'm sorry, what was that last bit?
the actual location for the vineyard is, if you take the main road and follow it to the west, you should arrive at the vineyard within 4 to 5 hours, depending on travel conditions.
Okay. Yeah, the last things I had written down were that we planned to get the vineyard in the morning, and we also wanted to ask about the ravens on.
Alrighty. All right. So I guess the point of the group is: are you guys thinking about leaving Lyndon behind to do some investigating, so you guys don't have to work with this character? Or are you just going to um, end up taking along with you, and then someone just running his character through like combats and whatnot?
Um, we should probably do that so we have an extra body in case we run into something.
Okay.
Also, if we don't get through like everything tonight, and then when we play again, like, oh, Lyndon's here.
Okay. That's
He appeared poof of tentacles.
yes.
The poof of meta magic.
All right. Fair enough. All right. So as you guys end up waking up and getting ready to head out, you hear from below you the sounds of the tavern getting ready to open up for the day. You hear the bustling of tables, the clattering, and other noises that would come out of the kitchen, and the smell of baked bread and other stuff coming permeating through the floor as well.
Alright. So is it time to get on the road and start to go to the vineyard, yes?
I reckon so, yeah.
Do we wish to check in on Ismark and the sister to see if they are uh, good
They're
to go?
feeling
Okay. Yeah. As soon as you guys, start gathering outside, Ismar comes out and he looks, it looks for the first time in a while. He seems a little bit more at ease. It looks like he finally got a good night's rest, and he's like, oh, time to time for you folks to get on to your next big thing.
Well, we're still trying to figure out how to deal with this Von Zarovich fella. So we've got a couple of leads on how we can get some information on him. This is not just our thing. We're trying to help y'all out.
Nods his head. It's like, well, let us know if you need any assistance. I mean, we'll at least be in this town. We'll probably make our way over to the local church. But rumor has it that there's hollow ground and monsters kind of stay away from it. So we don't want to cause any more issues for the folks here at the inn, at least during the nighttime.
This is good. You and Irina must stay safe, yes?
It's like, yep, as long as we can. Hopefully we, hopefully we don't have to move anytime soon. It'd be kind of nice just to have a safe refuge, let our kind of have a lot to take in over the last few days.
So this is the plan the whole time, just come here and hang out at the church.
Well, for now, I'm hoping that we might uncover something here. Maybe Valaki has maybe a secret that we can use to take elsewhere, and hopefully just kind of maybe find some way of keeping her safe. So I really hope at this point.
All
There
right.
is always a choice to try and save up lots and lots of gold and bribe a Vistani, yes?
He ponders that thought and he's like, yeah, who knows? Maybe I'll take up Dad's profession and trade and barter. Maybe I can make some quick cash somehow selling and dealing goods.
Is possible.
Well, let us know how that goes.
Then, if your sister has the soul of Strahd's past mother, if she were to leave, what does Strahd do?
That I don't know. I think Plan A is kill Strahd, and Plan B is, well, perhaps maybe try to make a run for it. But I think right now the immediate concern was to not die, and I think we have accomplished that for at least today.
Day's still young.
It's like, well, at least I got to have a good night's rest. Can't say I've had one of those in a while.
Well, take care of yourself. We will see you when we return to town.
He kind of gives you a slight bow. And it's like, it's been an honor. I wish you well.
You and your sister as well.
And then he just
We'll be checking up on you.
Yep. And then he just goes back into his room and yeah.
Alright, so then we are off, or did we still wish to inquire about the ravens that we saw on the roof?
Sure, I'll talk to the
You
proprietress, right?
you should take Parrot with you because the proprietress mentioned that she taken by Parrot since he reminded her of the ravens.
All right, Parrot, you want to come with me for a second? We'll inquire about these.
I'm scampering along with you.
Alrighty. All right, I'm gonna go talk to Danica then.
Give me 1 second, guys. I'm trying to see if there's something up here. Okay. Just for a quick test of the mic, can you one of you guys try speaking again? I think my audio captures off.
I am trying to help you test your mic by talking.
Danica, you sound weird. What's this strange thing you're talking about? Mike not capturing things. Who's Mike?
He must be some sort of verbal. We must go and kill Mike.
Sounds like a dick.
I've rarely found that the mics are good. They're always problematic.
Your sound's not a problem now. Except that you can't hear you.
There we go. There we go. Now we're good. So
Is that having a problem with our sound and not his?
it was both. So, all right. So you guys make it down to the bottom. You can see that Danica is in the process of just getting mugs sorted out and getting taking an inventory for the day. And she's like, "Oh, early risers, I see. What can I do for you?"
I'm gonna put up my notepad up there and just says water, please.
She kind of does a little twirly thing with her hands and spins the glass around, and all of a sudden, there's just ends up being water. You don't even hear the splash or anything like that. You're just like, you don't hear a splash. You didn't even see her even motion to anything below her, but somehow the glass just became full of water.
I'll just shrug and start drinking.
All right, Miss Danica, I was just curious. These ravens that we saw on the roof, I was just wondering if you'd reckon why they congregate around here.
I'm gonna nod excitedly.
Oh, you see her get a wry smile, and she's like, "Oh, it takes me back to my husband's home. You see, our family has a long history with what ravens, and they've been kind of the mark of our house. And they kind of protect our vineyard, and apparently they're smart enough to discern friend from foe. And as we moved over here and opened up shop, a flock followed us with us, and they kind of treat there as our home and part of their, family."
How did you do you know how your family managed to ingratiate yourself to their kind?
She nods her head. She's like, "Well, it goes back to when we took over the vineyard. Apparently, there was some issue with some sort of bug infestation, and we tried everything that we could. We tried hand tools. We tried, natural pesticides with different types of flowers, and none of them worked. And I think it was my husband's great-grandfather that suggested to try to entice the local ravens by seeds and whatnot and see if they would come up. And sure enough, they had their full and kept coming back. And oddly enough, one day they left something shiny. I think it was a piece of glass or something. And ever since then, they've always hung around the family's farm and vineyard, and it's been like that for generations. So I think they know us as kin at this point."
Interesting.
I'm gonna write on my notepad and be like, "Can I see?"
And she kind of goes, "See what?"
I'm gonna hop up on my bench and kind of like look stoic and like I'm just perched like a raven.
Oh, you hear her let out, a high-pitched whistle, and you see a couple of ravens fly into the tavern and peck their beaks on the bar counter. And she pulls out some seeds and some. She pulls out some type of seed and some, chopped up vegetables, and they take a few pieces and then they fly away.
It's mighty interesting.
They're good omen. It seems like they also let us know when danger arrives.
I'm gonna write on my notepad. Nest question mark.
Oh, the nest. Yes, I think there's a small family that, well, just got started actually up there. There was a couple of the elder ones probably flew back to be with the rest of their kind, and a couple of the younger ones probably started up their family up there.
I'm gonna point back at the sea. The kid I see.
Point back to the what? I'm sorry.
Can I see the where I wrote it on my notepad?
Oh, she kind of nods her head, like, unfortunately not. The ravens do not like to be disturbed. She whispered, she's like, I think there are chicks up there.
Don't worry, we're gonna go get a chance to see the ravens. I'm sure.
Her eyebrows lift. She's like, oh, you're going to see the Wizards of the Vine then, huh?
Wizards of the Vine. What does that mean?
Oh. I guess my husband is not so keen about talking about that ever since his falling with his father 10 years ago. But yeah, the family vineyard is called the Wizard of the Wines, and it's where we ended up getting a lot of our high-profile wines, and it's actually the talk of all of Barovia.
Interesting. So the ravens all hang out in that area.
She nods her head. She's like, "Yep. Yeah, ever since the Martikov family took up residence there, they kind of hang out in the forest nearby, and even near the actual place where we store and process everything. They even do. They're usually symbols of good fortune if they fly around on a, well, for lack of a better word, on a summer day. If they're flying around in a circle and they don't dive down, it's usually a good sign that we're free of pests."
So if they don't dive down, it's a good omen. What if they do dive down?
Well, then we have to make sure that we check for worms and everything else that could, disrupt our thing. She kind of looks around, and she, in a hushed tone, it's like, I hate to ask, but could you, if you're going there, could I ask for a small favor?
What's the favor?
I'm gonna lean in.
My husband is a bit sore about the situation with us falling out, but we're really low on wine. Can you see what the delivery is there? Even though he's not doing good with his father, his brother Adrian or Elvier should be more than willing to fess up as to why we're not getting our regular shipments. Really appreciate it. I don't want to sound too amazed. We've got enough to get us through for a couple of weeks, but after that, I don't think we're gonna make it past that.
You said Adrian and Elvier?
Yeah, let me go and get you the names. Yep, talk to his brothers. They're still on good terms, and they do write to each other. But my poor husband is just not in talking terms with Dan, and won't ask straight outright for what's going on. He thinks that it's going to cause unnecessary drama, and that's why we kind of moved here quite a while ago. Even he won't talk to me about why him and his dad had to go. And even when I get the man drunk, he still has the wherewithal to, he has the know-how at least keeping that part quiet.
I'll nod.
It's like, thank you. I'm sure Erwin will be very happy to know that once we get the answer, he might actually compensate you. I'll try to convince him to give you at least a couple nights free of stay.
Well, we'll see what we can do. We'll see if we can find some of the wine and what have you.
She gives you a small curtsy. He's like, thank you. I've been trying to see if anyone would go there for weeks, but with increased monster sightings, it's been kind of difficult to get on. Even those hunters you saw yesterday don't tend to travel out that far.
What hunters did you see yesterday?
She gives you the description of Yegi and Solzar, the two hunters that brought in the wolf meat that Erwin purchased from the last night.
Okay.
Really quick, out of curiosity, while she's still talking, I want to pull out the book that was given to me and I want to look through it, see if there's anything new that I don't know about.
Oh, yeah, she kind of
Just-
looks at you and she raises an eyebrow. It's like, my dear, where did you get that?
Again, I'm gonna perch like the raven, same pose and everything.
She kind of goes and she kind of just sits there and takes it in and takes a moment. She's like, oh, well, Brantifax was a legend lost in the midst, a long time ago. It used to be on the outskirts of Barovia, but it's been gone for quite a while. I'm surprised that you have that book.
Wait, what did you say that was again? Sorry, that's out of character.
Oh, Brantifax. That was the chalet that you guys were at for your.
Oh,
stage
the little side quest thing.
Yeah.
That's right. I remember. Sorry.
Yeah. So she basically recounts the story on how it used to be somewhere in Barovia once upon a time in lore, but it got swallowed by the mist and has not been seen in quite some time. So the people think it's been pretty much a legend that pretty much has been. It was a legend that most people think that was more of a myth than a real place.
Okay. So the next question is, I actually pulled out to see if there was anything new because writing would appear in there.
She kind of she looks at you as you're doing that.
I'm looking through it, not her.
Right. She's kind of looking at you as she's kind of looking at you as you peer through it, but you don't see anything new since you've had the book.
Did I notice anything catch her eye while I'm peering through everything?
No, not really. You're just, you have it at an angle where she's not able to discern very much, and she's not making too much of an effort to try to look into it.
Okay. I'll go ahead and put it away as we're done.
Okay. Alrighty. Any other questions for her?
I did. You mentioned that there were increasing monster sightings. What sort of creepy crawlies were wandering about?
She kind of takes a minute and recounts. Well, we've seen increased scarecrows as of late, and those were maybe a once every blue moon sort of thing. But we've seen those show up at least on a weekly basis. There's also rumors about plants attacking people on the road, and that's not too common around these parts, especially this far east. And she kind of ponders, and aside from that, those are the really only two that stand out as of late.
Scarecrows and plants. We have met one of those already.
We met a little bit of both.
Did we get attacked by plants?
Yeah, in the house.
Oh yeah, there were plants. Sort of. I confess my memory of the house is a little, well, fuzzy.
It's because you kept getting knocked out.
Have you ever been hit on the head so many times and just falling unconscious? Everything starts to just blur together.
Does it count if I watched you do it?
No. Would you like to experience it? I would be happy to share.
You will have to catch me first.
We can arrange that.
This will not be problem.
Alright, this is not helpful. Alright. I appreciate you so much for the information. Is there anything else that, like, you think we might have to look out for in this, in your vineyard as we're trying to get your stuff for you?
She nods her head. It's like, well, the adventurers come by here, but just be careful of the lake. As you head westward, there might be a fork in the road that might take you north to the lake. No one's been able to catch fish out there, which is a little bit concerning, but I haven't heard anyone go missing. But again, this is Barovia. You're always taking a risk, no matter how serene the setting.
So, it's not that people have gone missing, but it's not that they haven't not gone missing. I don't know. Okay. All right. I hear what you're saying.
Yep. So Yeah. Aside from that, she just tells you to take your due diligence and make sure not to do your best not to travel after dark. That's usually when things tend to get bad for even the most seasoned adventurers.
Of course they do.
All right. Thank you very much for your assistance.
She just nods her head and goes back to getting the rest of the bar set up for you guys.
So, should we go and fetch the others? They seem to still be upstairs.
I'm just gonna take off upstairs.
And there he goes.
He's so flighty.
Is this some sort of racist insult since he is bird who cannot fly?
I think she forgot.
Yeah, I'm just dumb.
Anyway, sorry. Back to everybody
No
else.
problem. So, anything else that you guys want to discuss while you're in the tavern, or are you guys done with the tavern for now?
I am done if everybody else is. Anybody? Lyndon, do you have anything to say?
No, I don't think I've really got anything real to say about that.
No, I'm just over here being busy with the tentacles coming out of my head.
I'm just sitting at the table, just drinking beer and looking at things.
Also with the tentacles. Alright, this is enough of these.
Alright, anything you guys need to accomplish while you're in town? Provisions, weapons, armor, anything like that?
So, does anyone know how to hurt scarecrows and plant things that make me not conscious? Because the last time we ran into one of those things, it did not end well for me. And
We got some potions, didn't we?
Yes, but I was sort of hoping for something that would help us kill it. We got these stupid silver weapons just in time for us to never meet another werewolf.
I'm sure we're gonna find a couple. Or
No.
something worse.
Not that I am looking forward to seeing more werewolves.
How are we doing on our funds currently? Anyway, didn't we spend quite a bit on silvering weapons? Sorry, this is out of character. I'm asking like
Yep,
generic.
no, according to the Google Doc, we have 126 gold and 99 silver.
We also have these scrolls we could sell if no one wants.
That too. I'm sure that someone could use them. I know that they are class spells available for Saleth.
Yeah, I already put those in my inventory, actually.
Oh, you did? You took the scroll of bless, spiritual weapon, and protection from poison?
Protection, yeah.
Okay, if you have those three, yeah, just go ahead and delete them if they went to Saleth. If he has them listed.
And we do have the potion of mind reading.
Yes. Does anyone want the potion of mind reading?
Sounds like it could be fun.
As I said, let's hold off on that for now. Let's not get too antsy for getting rid of that.
Does the deed of Durst estate / properties have any actual intrinsic value? Like, can we sell this thing?
Actually, let's keep that. I might have an idea for that.
That sounds fun.
Also, trying to sell a murder house might be problematic. Just saying.
Yes, but it is a deed to a house, and I am an expert at forgery.
Fair.
So, never know when I might need something to look off of.
Fair enough. Okay, well, okay, so we don't really have anything to sell. We have 120 gold.
Let me look at something. I'm trying to remember if there's anything worth it.
So, I did say that the ornate scabbard, the old key, the half the floor plan, and the deed, those things we said that were
We-
key. And then,
Yeah, you wanted us to keep them because they were going to be something.
right. So you guys can take out the old key because that was what you guys used in the church in Barovia. So that item's gone.
Okay, okay.
But yeah, don't. For right now, there's still a purpose for the other items that came out of the side story. So
I thought the rest of it we just converted that to gold.
yeah, the items, the other trinkets that you found in the side story, you've sold those ones with the exception of the ones that I had specifically said that those ones you'll keep.
Yeah. Okay. I was just curious because 100 gold's not going to get us very far.
Yeah, this module I found has been very stingy with coin, unfortunately. So I'm just like, man. But at the same time, there's not a whole lot of other adventurers and people that you're killing for a lot of money. So
Yeah, the real goal is to find the loot, basically, or
Yeah.
hope that the loot exists.
okay. So anything that you guys need to do in town, provision-wise, or weapon or items or anything like that?
I know we looted. Oh,
I was gonna say, does anyone in the town sell scrolls? I just look at.
Yeah. So you can get scrolls here. The caveat is that it has to be under 25 gold pieces, and they're level. They're either 0 or first level spells.
Hmm. Okay. Let me. Okay. One moment.
On a side note, because of that, D&D Beyond does not allow you to add extra cantrips. So if you're learning extra cantrip, you have to like finagle things with, like, making a fake feat, basically.
Oh, okay.
Because it's not part of like the core rules, but it's something that he let us do in the other campaign too. And yeah, like weren't we like trying to teach each other like?
Yeah, we were trying to like teach spells to each other.
Yeah, like Green Flame Blade. I remember trying to teach that. Kestrel trying to teach.
You were showing it to
stuff.
me. I don't know if I was trying to learn. I was more just trying to like grasp that I could learn other magic from other people.
Yeah. But yeah, so you'll have to make like a partial like feat for it.
Oh, one other thing. Side note.
Sure.
How much does a chemical fire cost? Or an alchemist fire? I don't know if I can even find those here.
Oh, where do we find that? Alchemist Fire.
$50 gold pieces.
Yeah.
Oh,
Alchemist Fire. You can look it up under items. It's in gear.
Yeah, I could have sworn that was just like a thing.
It is. It's just a thing. It costs 50 gold.
I'm looking at I actually didn't take up Find Familiar, and I didn't even think about that. How much would a Find Familiar scroll cost for future purposes? I'm not buying it right now, just curious.
Find familiar. And then,
First level spell.
yeah.
Remember that you're going to need a minimum of 10 gold to summon it as well.
Yeah, that's why it's for later, just learning. And then the other thing I wanted to bring up to the party. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah. Let me take a look because I remember I had found that for our other campaign because the other characters that we had were looking for stuff as well. So I think there was like a spell scroll.
And something else I do want to bring up to the party, though. If I was looking over the spell book you gave me,
So
I
think what I ended up doing was that if it's a cantrip or first level spell, it was like 50 to 100 gold pieces depending on the type of spell. I think I kind of went something close to that. So it's like essentially for this campaign, since most people aren't selling anything provision-wise, aside from standard armor and equipment, those prices will stick the same. I think for anything else, they said that typically this town will sell anything at 25 gold pieces or lower otherwise. And then, but that's not the hard and fast rule. That's kind of like the general rule of thumb. Like, this place is kind of barren for stuff like that. So, but Alchemist Fire, and, you know, if you're just looking for that first level spell, it'll just be the 25 gold pieces and then the and then whatever cost you need to cast
Use
a
a spell.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And also inscribe the spell, because that's another cost on top of that.
Yeah, learning the spell. That's the thing I was going to bring up to the party. I have in that book. I was just looking at the spells that I could possibly get out of that book, and I realized there's protection from evil and good in there, which might be useful at some point.
I'm sure it will be, yeah.
There
Yeah,
is
this
lots of
campaign-
evil in this place.
Definitely, I would say it'd be worth it. If that's what you're asking.
How much would it cost for you?
I'm not special with that one, so it'd be straight up 50 gold. Question is it worth 50 gold right now? And that I'm leaning more towards no, but I wanted to bring it up in case people thought differently.
I couldn't say about whether or not it's worth it right now.
I think we probably should hold off on spending too much gold for the time
Yeah.
being, just in case we use it for like potions or something else down the line.
I think that's the next most useful one on the list of what I could learn.
I
So-
think we should put it on our list for future expenses.
Yeah, keep a list of like the spells that you want, and then like as we procure money or possibly, hopefully, more spell books, we can work toward those. Or maybe we can even rob some old wizard and steal all his paper and ink.
Oh, actually, there's one thing, because I don't know how much these would cost, because I have a little bit of gold for this. How much would a vial of oil cost?
I might even have one of those if you actually need one. Give me just a sec.
What did you need? I'm sorry.
Something with oil in it that I could throw at people.
Yeah, I've got a flask of oil.
Ooh.
I think that might be like part of like some of the basic stuff.
Yeah, I got one with my starting inventory, essentially.
Oh, they're 1 silver piece. For a flask.
Yeah, they're not very expensive.
Yeah, it's made to be lamp oil.
Now hold yours. I'll just, because I have a little bit of money myself. I think I'm going to buy like 5 of those. Where's my gold?
It'll be on your inventory sheet in the upper right-hand corner. It says currency.
Oh, in the inventory. Oh, I see. Gotcha.
You good then? Or do we need to stop and shop?
I'll be good. I'm gonna buy those 5 things and I'll be fine.
Just as a reminder, we did complete a long rest last night.
Yes, you did.
I'm only saying that because I'm not, like, skimming through everyone's character sheets.
Not just in the slightest, huh?
It feels accusatory. I did mine,
Thank you
damn
for
it.
that.
Well, I was pulling them up. I always have them up, because I'm used to being the healer in my other group, so I'm like, oh, I always have them up so I can keep an eye on people's health. And I was pulling up Lyndon's, because someone's going to have to Jaeger him, so I was trying to familiarize myself with it. So when I inevitably fall unconscious again, at least I can play the rogue.
Bold of you to assume that you're going to fall tonight.
I have fallen unconscious like at least once every single day since we've gotten here.
Yeah, you're not wrong.
And on the first day, it was like 3 times.
Well, shall we continue on then?
On the second day, it was like twice.
Shopping stuff then, really quick? Go get...
Did we need shopping stuff?
I thought he wanted the flasks.
Oh, right. Okay. So let us go and get the flasks from general store, and then we be off before it gets dark.
Okay. Yeah.
It's early in the morning still, I
Yeah,
think.
it's like first thing in the morning.
Yes, but is several hours walk and then several hours walk back, and then there is time spent there. Do not want to be on the road again at night. Was not a fan of those scarecrows. Or is it just me? Perhaps everybody else found them very cuddly.
Okay. So, yeah, you guys make it to essentially one of a few general stores in Velaki. The innkeeper takes any requisition forms that you guys want for equipment and charges you at value and the handbook for anything that you might need. And then,
Alright,
Yep.
I will buy those 5 flasks then.
Okay.
There's nothing else of interest here, just generic items, basically, right?
Yeah, it's just your standard run-of-the-mill adventurer's general store. You know, anything that would be in the player's handbook under 25 gold, you find there in pretty moderate quality. So it's, you know, they're not packed to the shelves, but they're not scraping by to where, you know, they're gonna do anything like raise prices because they're running low.
Cough, cough.
Yeah, anything else? And then if not, we'll go ahead and get back onto the road, heading westward.
Sounds like a plan.
Then let us be off.
Alright, so should toss you back on the forest path map. Alright, and I'm turning. So yeah, feel free to rearrange yourself as needed. And let's go ahead and roll some dice. Okay, first half hour looks good. Okay, first hour goes by, you know, just sound of a couple of bugs and birds in the far distance, mist not too thick, but at the same time it's just noticeable to where you're just like, ah, right. Oh, okay. And what do we have on drawing number 1? Oh, interesting. Okay.
See, now when the DM says interesting,
What they mean is the opposite.
Interesting for the DM.
Okay, I need you all to make a perception roll.
oh goody.
Huzzah.
Oh, what the fuck's that?
15.
12.
Yay, more low rolls. 3.
Oh god, this oh, okay. Okay.
Lyndon got a natural 20. So 22.
Alright, so anyone with a 10 or higher, you see a sack on the ground just lying down there.
A sack on the ground.
Yep.
Could I use... Let me see if it's in the abilities of the spell. I think it is. Prestidigitation can pretty much do almost anything, right? From my understanding. Let's see.
I mean, not really. It has limitations.
Yeah, I'm trying to see. No, it can't do wind or nothing. Never mind.
No, that would be more thaumaturgy or
Thaumaturgy, yeah.
gust. Like, there's an actual cantrip to do that, gust. Whatever. Vika goes over, pulls out her glaive from 10 feet away, and sort of pokes at it.
You hear the sloshing of a liquid inside the bag.
It definitely doesn't seem like a trap.
There sounds like there's liquid in here.
Alright, I'll take a look at it. Does it seem to be like any sort of trap or like
Yeah, you can roll.
lore thing that I'm...
Do I notice anything magical about it?
Yes.
16.
You don't discern any traps on it. You just notice that inside, as you notice the bag, it has a weird lingering odor on it, and that that inside the sack ends up being a wineskin.
A wineskin. Is there any sort of branding or anything on it?
Yeah, it says Dead Man's Final Drink.
Hey, Vika, you want to taste something real quick? Oh, wait, Lyndon, where are you at?
Why do you guys always pick on the people away?
Because they're not here to defend themselves.
It's messed up. Go through and
Yes,
watch the
sir.
dog.
What
You guys
would you
picking
like
on
me to drink? I'll drink whatever you tell me to.
All right, well, I will put this away and I will look into it later.
But yes, for those who detect magic on it, that thing does have a little bit of magic to it as well.
Someone cast a detect magic.
I just asked if it was if I could sense anything magical about it. I didn't magic it.
Oh.
Well,
no.
if you would like, I could identify it as we walk. And see if it has magic.
Wouldn't you need to, like, sort of set up a thing and prepare stuff and take time to do this?
Yeah, that would take
What to
some
do?
more concentration than...
Yeah.
We can sit around for 10 minutes, but let's keep our eyes peeled in case there is somebody like... This
Alright,
couch was sitting in the middle of the fucking ground.
Fernald, encircle the doctor and let him do his wiggly fingers thing.
We'll stand back to back with knives.
This is the most logical way to ensure our safety.
All right.
Okay.
So while everybody's like staying at camp, I'd like to like patrol around, like keep an eye out for things.
Okay.
That never ends terribly.
Yeah, I mean, as you're patrolling around, the road seems like it has been in other places as well traveled, and you know, both hoof prints and regular footprints and of all shapes and sizes. You do notice a couple of, you know, dragging marks on the sides and stuff, but other than that, you know, nothing strange or out of the ordinary. Dr. Etrix, after spending the time, you have discerned that this wineskin refills when interred with a dead person for a night.
What?
Yeah. A wineskin that refills when interred with a dead person for a night.
So instead of dead man's tea, we have dead man's wine now?
Yeah.
Oh, ready then.
Well, that is very interesting. I will inform the party of its abilities.
That's horrifying.
That is foul.
I'm disturbed.
I'm kind of scared to do this, but I just want to take a drink of it.
Yeah, you take a drink of it, and you know, out of a rating of 1 through 10, 10 being the best, it sits at like a 5.5. It's, you know, not the foulest tasting thing, but it does leave you wanting something better. Hey, free wine's free wine.
We just need to find dead people to keep it with so we can keep it up.
I am not carrying around corpse to keep wine in the wine skin.
Well, Matilda can carry the corpse, you just carry the shovel.
I'm not sleeping next to it.
No, it'll be
We can
buried.
keep outside.
I
Disgusting.
have a so while I have this, like, does it seem like the wine is just the size of the pouch, like the amount of wine in there? Or does it seem like it has quite a bit in it when I try to, like...
Oh no, it was a full wineskin at this point.
So it's just it has the amount that it looks like it has.
Yeah.
It is not a TARDIS wineskin.
No, it's
That's basically what I mean, yeah.
no, it is essentially a regular sized wineskin that has exactly the same contents and liquid in there. It doesn't expand, doesn't, you know.
And when you put something dead in there, it just refills to full.
Not in it. You need to
Bury
put it
it.
like tuck it into the arms of a dead man and bury it underground.
Oh,
Yeah.
I misunderstood that then. That's even worse.
Yeah. Or like stick it in a tomb or something with a corpse overnight.
It's fine. I'm sure we'll find plenty of those.
This isn't convert, dead flesh to wine. This is, straight up. It's like it's feeding off the corpse. Oh, okay.
I need my mummy.
Oh God.
Kind of have to agree with Quinn. I mean, it's not like we've been short on finding corpses this far.
It's not as though there has been shortage of alcoholic beverage enough to justify this.
And I was mainly going for ghoulish overkill.
Well, you hit the mark, but apparently not hard enough.
I had $1 for every time. Wait, what are we talking about?
You just no. All right. Are we comfortable with keeping it with us?
I mean, someone in Barovia might find it useful.
It's honestly no less weird than anything else here.
I'd say we've seen some weird shit. I'm just gonna go ahead and I'll carry it.
Okay.
All right.
I mean,
have at
I
it.
don't know where to do. I'm a flightless bird, so.
Nearly flightless.
All right. And we're walking?
And we're
And we're walking.
All right. God, yeah, that was my surprise when I rolled up. Like, what the hell? So, let's take a look here. What else we've got going on? Alright, so as you guys continue your march towards the winery, you end up coming, the road comes to an X intersection with branches to the northwest, northeast, southwest, and southeast. The lower half of a snapped wooden signpost thrusts upward at an angle near the eastern elbow of the intersection. The top half of the sign, featuring arms pointing in 4 directions, lies in weeds nearby.
All right, we'll take a look at the signpost. What does it say?
Alright, so as soon as you guys, get the signposts lined up, you end up seeing that the arms indicate Krezik and Selinka Pass to the southwest, Lake Baratok to the northwest, Valaki and Ravenloft to the northeast, and Berez to the southeast.
We should be headed west, right?
Yes, we came from Velaki, which is to the east. There are 2 wests. Do we go northwest or southwest?
Take a look at the map. I know that the Lake Bartok to the northwest, that's where nobody was fishing and people were definitely not going missing.
Then is it southwest?
So if you guys take a look at the map, let me just bring up mine real quick. So yeah, so the signpost that you guys are reading, your best route to get to the vineyard is to take either the road heading north to Lake Baratok will take you through more. There's a road that goes up and around that will take you, lead you back onto the same road that you're on. And there's also the road that heads southwest that eventually the 2 points connect. So if you guys don't want to deal with Lake Baratok, you guys can settle for the south road instead, and then just follow that one all the way west, and eventually you'll get to the vineyard.
Where is the vineyard on the map, like compared to Lake Bartok?
So it's directly southwest. So if you were to draw a line southwest from Baratok down to that open patch area, so where I think on your guys'
So, like, just above where it says, like, Savalik Woods?
Yeah.
Okay. I see.
Then southwest would be the direction we want to go. Do we want to examine this lake or just stay focused on the task?
Well, from this, the little dotted lines, those are like less traveled roads, right? Is that how I'm interpreting that?
Yeah, those roads are not well traveled and well patrolled.
So you're more likely to run into trouble from the North Pass, yes? What were the details about Lake Paradox? Does anyone remember?
Just what Danica told us.
Just people disappearing?
That's all I remember.
Considering that there has been no word from the vineyard for some time, I'm a bit concerned that we will encounter trouble there. I think, rather as not be tired when we arrive.
That's a fair bet, so let's just head with as much haste as we can to our destination.
And if this proves to be no problem, then we can stop at the lake later to see if there is something worth investigating there. Unless anyone else has idea.
No, I like it.
Okay. Alright, so as you guys continue westward on the southern road, again, nothing odd happens. You see, you do find it kind of odd that for being a well-traveled road between two towns, that there really hasn't been very much foot traffic on the way. Even any signs of wagons or carriages traveling people, you don't see any of that. You see a couple of boot prints that look like they've been there for a little bit on the sides of the road, but not a whole lot of traffic on here. And time for another random encounter. Did I just do this one?
Is it more
Yeah, I'm
wine that...
That's getting re-rolled. Jeez.
Oh geez, was it really another wineskin?
Yeah, it was another just trinket, so. Ah, okay. Okay, so. Okay, gotcha. All right, and I need to roll how many? Okay, a d6. Oh, all right. Well, I'll have to make an adjustment because that's gonna be otherwise. What's the point? Okay, give me 1 second here. All right, so go ahead and move your guys' characters towards the middle of the road. All right, And then at this point, right there is perfect. I need you all to make perception checks.
10.
3.
Also 10.
14 for Lyndon. 7 for me.
19.
All right. Okay, so... Okay, well, good. One of you guys got it. All right, Dr. Etrix, as you move a little bit closer, you see in the corner of your eyes, a glistening light in the dense fog, and you take a second to pause, and you hear a low, you see what it appears to be a long snout with a pair of jutting teeth from probably, I would say, about 10 feet to the south of your location on the map.
Everyone, I see something that way. I'm gonna point to the south.
Yep, this area.
Oh, wow, that is a maw and some jutting teeth.
It appears to be growling. Growling. Wow, I cannot say that word.
Is it moving?
It's kind of, now that Etrix has pointed it out, you can tell that it's in a position of look like it's about ready to pounce on you.
I'm going to pull out my crossbow and activate my my blood right.
Okay.
Oh.
Right, let's roll
If I had
initiative.
enough time. Okay. Fine.
Roll
I-
initiative.
Yeah.
Zoe.
I would have cast Mage Armor as soon as it was to town, by the way.
Yeah, that's fine. Anything
Oh
like,
no.
Oh boy. Wow, the tanks are not doing great.
Neither is the healer.
The healer
24.
you want to go like toward the end, but yeah, no.
You're muted, Josh.
Go ahead. Sorry.
Lyndon is at 12, by the way.
12, okay. That was Salith 4. Etrix was 12. Wow, we had 2 12s and 2 4s.
There's also a 2-4 and a double 12.
Double 4s and double 12s. Good lord. Okay.
A lot of shit rolls.
Yeah, alright. Quinn, go ahead. Start us off.
Alright, was I able to get my
Yeah, you guys,
thing off?
you guys can have one reaction, since you guys were able to spot that guy at least.
Alright, yeah, I just wanted to get my blood right going. On my hand crossbow. And, oh, it's a wolf.
It's, if you want to do a quick survival check, I'll let you do that real quick too.
I'll take that. Never mind. No, I won't. That's fine.
Is it a undeady type thing?
No.
Alright. No advantage, alas. 14.
You can definitely tell that based off of what you've seen of this guy, it's definitely not your run-the-mill wolf. It's a dire wolf.
Okay, but it is wolfish and big.
Yeah,
It's like a regular. It's like a regular wolf,
Yep, it's
only dire.
Yes.
And it's looking like it's ready to pounce, so... Alright, well, fuck it. Crossbow bolt number 1. How do I attack? That's a freaking natural, too. 11.
Yeah, unfortunately, that one sails right past him.
Alright, well, then... I'm going to maneuver myself to a different angle and bonus action, go again. That's a natural 1. Cool.
Cool, yeah, the mist is so dense.
I rolled so good on initiative. Thank God for that. 19 for initiative, then a 2, then a 1. Got it. Boom. That's all I got.
All right. All right, yeah, this one pops out of the dense mist, and we'll try to take a.
This one. There are more.
I'm gonna take a guess.
The fact that it was called Direwolf 2 was kind of
I
like.
did not look at that.
Oops, wrong dice. Whoops. I need to do this first. 17. Get bite on the Quinn.
Just barely, but yes.
Okay. All right. Damn. That's 12 points of piercing damage.
Oof.
Nice.
And I need you to make a strength check.
Strength saving throw? What matters? It's the same modifier. That's another natural 2.
Oh God. You're knocked prone.
Nice.
Okay.
The dice love me.
All right. That was that guy's turn. Parrot.
Alrighty. I am going to try to center myself in the path as best I can, hoping there's nobody behind me, and I'm gonna bonus action cast Hex on Direwolf 2, this one.
Okay.
And let the Eldritch Blast fly. Oh, come on. 10.
Oh, this isn't going well. Yeah, that's a miss. Wolf's too fast.
See, it's not just me.
No, it's not just you. I've only had one good roll so far.
Outside of initiative, like we've only rolled like 1, 2s, and 3s.
Well,
It's okay, I used my 1 crit already for Lyndon earlier.
I am going to make it for wisdom saving throws.
Okay.
Checks.
Checks, whatever, wisdom checks. I always get it backwards. I'm sorry. But anyway, that's my turn because I only get one.
Okay.
So,
All right. Dos Equis is gonna come and nom on the Quinn, and because you're prone.
At advantage.
Yeah.
Oh, these wolves have spikes.
Yeah. All right.
Huh?
Jesus Christ. All right. That's another 12 points of piercing damage.
I guess it hit me.
Yep. 21.
Yeah, it hits. Okay.
All right. And yeah.
Okay.
Okie dokie. At advantage.
Yeah, I don't think I'll need that. I rolled a 19.
Okay.
Jesus Christ. Another 10 points of piercing damage.
Unconscious.
Oh, damn it. Okay.
Carlio.
All right. Yeah. It's like that scene out of Resident Evil from the good old days. Just pack of dogs just conveying on one dude. All right. That's the wolves. Dr. Etrix.
Well, after seeing Quinn go down, I'm going to take a step right here to line myself up with these 2 wolves. And I'm going to cast at 2nd level Catapult. So I need the first one to give me a dex save. It's got to beat 14.
Okay.
And I'm throwing a vial of oil at them.
Okay. So Both of them are just the first one. This one here.
It'd be the first one, but the first one dodges it, and the second one has to roll.
Okay. Yeah, it looks like they both failed, so you're good there.
So yeah, the first one will get hit for 4d8 damage. So 20 damage.
Okay.
And is covered in oil for a minute. And that will be my turn.
All right, and this guy here is covered in oil.
Mhm.
I'll just use other 3. No, not other 3. Come on. Yep. Wow, I guess it doesn't. There we go. Okay. All right. So that was Etrix. Lyndon's turn.
All right. All right. I'm going to. I lost my Irish accent. Hang on. I can get it back. Need to remember about. There we go. There it is. All right. So, wow, it's been a long time since I had to do that accent. All right. So, Lyndon is gonna throw one of his psychic blades at the wolf there. I suppose this one.
Okay.
Wolf number 3.
Well, none of them are threatened.
Oh shit, that's right. I forgot about that. Don't wolves have a thing where they can get the thing with a bonus action?
If you use your movement and your bonus action, you can.
Use what?
You have to. It's some sort of like aim, careful aim. You have to use all of your movement and your bonus action, and you can get advantage on the attack.
All right. Well, here's what's gonna happen then. Lyndon is gonna hold his action until something is threatening the wolves, and then he's gonna throw his psychic blade at the wolf there.
Okay.
And yeah, that's what he's gonna do. And with his bonus action, he's gonna move away because he didn't like being near things. There's good. He can kind of hide behind people. Alright, that's Lyndon's action.
Alright, Vika.
Alright, well, Vika, seeing Quinn on the ground dying, flies into a rage, picking up a bit of a page out of Tilda's book, and imprudently supersizes, roars violently, and charges at the wolf. And she will swing her weapon at it. $13 to hit.
That will miss.
Fuck.
That's what I'm saying.
Can't roll. Okay, hang on one sec. Alright. Because, again, piss the fuck off. Action surge. And will attack again. Oh my god, I just rolled 2 6s in a fucking row.
Oh shit.
Things don't look good for our heroes.
They do not. Hang on, Zovan. Oh, no, I have to hit them for that? Motherfucker, I can't even, use the thing. Oh my god. So, I did nothing. That was it. Oh, but they're threatened now, so Lyndon can attack. So, Lyndon throws his weapon, his psychic blade at the wolf.
Alright.
And, what is it? +5. Okay. I need to quit at life. He rolled a 9 to hit.
Wow.
I feel like the dice bot is cursed.
It feels like it. Oh my god. All right, that's what I got.
Okay, Matilda.
Okay. I'm gonna run up on that same wolf that Vika just tried to hit. And then I want to rage, because this is obviously not going well.
Wait, what? Are you being a
Yeah.
barbarian and you're gonna rage?
Yes,
So-
because everybody's gonna die. Um, so let's see how this goes. 24 to hit.
Oh yeah.
Thank God.
There are numbers higher than 10 on these things?
I don't think there are numbers higher than 6.
13 damage.
Okay, on number 3. Okay,
Okay,
that's it.
that's all for now.
Okay.
Yep.
Salith.
Thank you. Is there space like here? I feel like there isn't.
I mean, are you?
Or was Vika attacking Direwolf 3?
Vika tried and failed miserably to attack Direwolf 3.
Okay, then I should have space to get here and heal quick.
And so did Lyndon, by the way.
Cool, I'm gonna cast Cure Wounds on Quinn.
Yes, thank you.
My D&D Beyond was being super weird for a second.
It's probably.
Alright, you get back 7 HP.
7, nice, thank you.
Bonus action. I wish I wasn't standing here. And that's my turn.
Oh, okay. All right, Quinn, your life is has been breathed back into you.
Well, shit. Oh, well, half my movement to stand up. I am going to action disengage.
Okay.
And I'm just going to kind of dive between Vika's legs. Back here. And Direwolf 1, I am going to use bonus action Blood Curse of Binding, which is a strength saving throw DC 13.
Okay. Fails.
All right. He has his speed reduced to 0 and can't use any reactions until the end of my next turn.
Okay.
So he is out of range of anybody and he cannot move.
You said it was number 1?
It was number 1, the one who is not near anybody.
Okay.
As like just the heated blood like comes out of him and just like lashes him to the ground.
All right. Okay. Anything else from Quinn?
That is, nope, that's my 15 feet of movement, my bonus action, and my action to disengage.
Okay. All right, so that's numero uno. So he's bind. He can't do anything this turn. So to parrot then.
I keep muting myself to not be noisy and then forgetting. I guess I'm gonna try and pull the trigger again. Hey, there we go. 26 to hit. I'm pretty sure that hits.
Yeah, that's gonna hit. And which one you aiming at?
The one soaked in oil and hexed.
Okay, so number 2.
And question, because I do slight fire damage, would that ignite the oil?
Yes.
Okay. Well, that is 15 points because I rolled max damage, thank God. And then. So that's 15 points of force, sorry. 2 points of fire and 5 points of necrotic.
Yeah, that poor wolf just gets completely destroyed by the impact of that attack. So yeah, dead.
I'm going to be kind of dumbfounded there for a second that I just one-shot one of these wolves that took him down. And bonus action, move my hex to Direwolf 3. And I guess we'll go with strength checks.
Okay.
That's my turn.
Okay. All right. So wolf's dead. So Numo Tress is gonna go after Vika because it's the bigger target. I take a 20 is gonna hit.
Yeah, 20's gonna hit.
9 points of piercing damage. And wow, it just says is a creature. Really? Okay. Yeah, go ahead and make me a strength saving throw.
1 second. Oh, yeah, cool.
Yeah, you're good. You're not.
Does it work on large-sized creatures?
It just says if target is a creature, does not.
Oh wow, that is insane. That means a
That's
dire
crazy.
wolf can knock over a fucking Tarask.
Yeah, but they're also, I mean, in this instance, though, they are also large.
Yeah.
So
Oh, okay. I didn't realize they were large. Okay, that's
they're not
fair
like
then.
dogs. They are like 7 feet tall, probably, at the shoulder.
Still crazy that they can knock over a Tarask, but yeah, okay. I
Yeah.
get that then.
Cool. All right. So yeah, that's that wolf's attack, and to the good doctor.
I will. What's happening with this one right now? Sorry. What's on it?
The one number 1.
Mm-hmm.
He's
It can't move.
yeah, I can't move.
Okay.
He's just kind of like out there until the end of my next turn.
Will me attacking him affect that in any way or no?
Nope.
Okay. Well, I'm attacking him. I'm gonna just pick a rock off the ground and catapult it at him at first level. On that one right there. Actually, no, sorry. I'm just gonna firebolt it. Actually, never mind. So it's a unrolled hit. That is a 10 to hit,
I'll miss.
and that is my turn.
Okay. Lyndon.
Oh, right. Lyndon is gonna keep doing what he's doing. He's gonna chuck a dagger at this guy. Let's see. Or not a dagger, but you know what I mean. The thing. Wow. Okay, that's gonna miss.
Wow.
And
Mind
he's gonna use
dagger.
his bonus action to try and do it again. And that is a 15 to hit.
That will hit.
Alright, so that's a, what is this? Sorry. I need to pull up this page again. Okay, 1d4, that's what it was. Okay. Alright. So
It's the
that's
snack.
threatened. So it will deal. Alright, so that's gonna deal 12 points of psychic damage.
That was to.
That was his bonus action attack and his sneak attack damage.
Right, but to which one? One or
Oh, the wolf right in front of Vika. It's the only one that's threatened.
Okay, so number 3.
Yep, that's the one.
Okay.
And that's everything for Linden.
Okay. Alright, Vika.
Alright, Vika.
This is really entertaining to listen to, I'll have you know.
It really is.
Vika is still really pissed at what just happened to her friend. So Vika swings her weapon again. There we go. Oh wait, I didn't hit the button, but okay, it doesn't matter. That is a 25 to hit.
Yep.
Alright. This a d6. Alright, that is 13 damage.
Yep. And that fells the poor dog. Wolf dog.
That kills it.
Yep.
Vika roars! And stomps around. And, can't do anything else.
Oh, okay.
So, oh wait, no. Okay, yep, nope. That is Vika's turn. Oh, wait. Steve will stomp forward and protect Silas.
Thank you.
And then roars again. Okay, that's it.
Alright, Matilda.
Okay, I'm gonna march up to the last one. And swing at it. 21 hit?
Yep.
Oof. 9 damage.
Okay.
That was a 2. That's terrible.
Yeah, it's the messes with the aim.
That's all I'm gonna do for now.
Okay, Salith.
Okay. Give me 1 second, sir. I'll cast Inflict Wounds on the Starwolf.
Okay.
I rolled a 9, but I have one thing. 1 second. Favored by the gods, I can roll 2d4 to add to that. That was 4 plus 9, 13. I missed.
You said it was a 13? Yeah, that's...
Yeah, fuck.
Oh.
That was a waste.
As you ask the gods for favors, you hear a whisper. They cannot help you.
I don't like this.
Alright, anything else from Salith?
No, it's my turn.
Okay, Quinn.
Alright, this is a motherfucking wolf. Alright, I'm going to get a better beat on it, and I'm just gonna fucking lay into it. Or, you know, as typically is the case in Justified Rage, just miss horribly. So, first attack with my hand crossbow, that is a 16 to hit.
That'll hit.
Alright, that is 6 points of piercing and 3 points of fire damage. And then another natural 2.
Yeah, that one does not hit its mark.
Alright. I want to back up some then. And that's it.
All right.
This is where direwolf number 4 jumps out from behind the group. And he can move again.
Okay, I was about to say, it's like, yeah, I think you said that this bind comes off. All right. All right, well, it's his turn, and he's gonna try to nom on the Vika. Does an 18 hit?
It does.
Oof.
I don't like oof.
All right, that's 8 points of piercing damage, and then you'll need to roll another strength saving throw.
Kind of glad I supersized here. 26.
Yeah, you're good. So yeah, just the damage. And that's his turn. Parrot.
I am moving Hex over and Eldritch Blasting. And I'm missing terribly. That will be my turn.
Okay, down to Etrix.
Because I'm fairly certain an 8 doesn't hit.
Yeah.
I'll aim at the shot a little bit better, and I will take a firebolt at it. That is a 23 to hit.
Yep.
For 6 fire damage.
Okay.
That'll be my turn.
Okay, then to Lyndon.
Alright then. So Lyndon's gonna throw another dagger at it. Or psychic blade, whatever they're called. The creepy things associated with his tentacles. There we go. That's an 18 to hit.
Yep.
That's going to be a, let's see here, 11, 14 psychic damage.
Yep. You see something happen to its head, and kind of like, see it shake a little bit, and you hear a popping sound, and dead.
I think Lyndon just ate its brain.
I think I'm somehow fine with that.
Hopefully this does not happen to us.
Alright, congratulations. You've fended off the random direwolf encounter. Alright, we're out of combat. Anything you guys want to do for pressing forward?
I do not know about the rest of you, but Quinn looks pretty roughed up. And I'm not super fantastic either.
It might be nice to take a couple of minutes to get our breath.
That was what I was thinking, unless someone has issue with this.
I'm cool with that.
I think it's a good idea.
I'll come
Alright.
sit down on the ground on the side.
Alright, we'll find a nice place, like, off the road, and just, like,
Vika lumbers over and just falls to ground.
I will sit down and start bandaging myself up. Take about an hour to get myself together.
Alright, yeah. Yeah, you guys can take a short rest without interruption. It's fine.
I'm going to use Arcane Recovery and get my second level spell spot back.
Okay.
I'm gonna use 2 hit dice and get back 7 plus 6, 10, 13 hit points back. Fuck it, I'm gonna use my last hit die too because I gotta. It's 12. Okay. That wasn't very full.
Alright, hit die, second wind, back to full.
Rather than using my hit dice, I'm back to whatever. After I finish bandaging myself up, I will whip up another alacrity mutagen and down it.
Alrighty.
While we're resting, Etrix is going to speak up and say, Do you guys think we did the right thing by escorting them to that city?"
Hard to say. I mean, right thing, I believe so, but will it have, like, made a difference? Only time will tell.
Well, didn't we, if all things considered, just doom that city by bringing them there? Bring more of God's
Essentially.
wrath?
I don't know if the city is going to make that much of a difference.
I'm concerned about that myself.
Yes, we did maybe prolong those two's life, but we perhaps shortened those, like, many lives surrounding them now. Just something that's been weighing on my mind since we decided to do it.
Tilda's face just falls because none of this ever occurred to her.
But a lot of those people there are already, like, having issues with their, not having any souls or what have you.
It's true as well.
So, I don't know. I don't think that Von Zarovich is going to just, like, run in there and start tearing up the place. He seems to be a little bit more reserved for that sort of behavior.
First
I'm gonna
of
take
all, they
I'm gonna
did.
take-
Oh,
Go ahead.
you can go ahead.
All I was going to do is I'm just going to draw on a little piece of parchment. I'm just going to put both cities and put either of them in either city. You're still going to like trying to point out that you're going to get the same effect no matter where they are.
First of all, there were people who were soulless, the empty people in the other city as well. It just wasn't obvious because they were not happy there. They mentioned this. However, it becomes there was thought experiment posited by Sailor about there are two lifeboats, yes, on ship, and each one can hold two people, and there are 5 people who must escape, who will die otherwise. Do you try to shove everyone onto a lifeboat and doom 2 other people, or do you leave one person behind? The question essentially becomes action or inaction. Either way, someone will be doomed. It's just question of if you are passive or if you are active.
In that note, I feel as though we actively supported the decision that's going to cause more harm.
It does not cause more harm. People are already being hurt. If this is the question, then the only right answer then, if you are worried about number of bodies, is to have turned Irina over directly to Strahd.
Let us
But
not
this is
also
not acceptable.
look. I know that we all have the guilty conscience of thinking that we might have, doomed a city by bringing these people here. But let us not forget, this is not a storm. This is not a hurricane or a landslide. This is not an act of nature that is happening. The person who is responsible for killing these people is Von Zarovich, not us.
Our goal was to protect innocent victims. It is possible that this town is greater protected. The only problem comes from how long the city can last against Strahd. What we must do is stop him before he can overcome the town. This is how we prove that our decision was the proper one. Otherwise, we doom either Barovia to death, we doom Irina to torture and subjugation at the hands of a true monster. We made the best choice that we could.
I'm not sure that's the case. While I don't like the option, I feel as though we could have taken action and reduced the overall harm if.
We are taking the action to reduce the overall harm as much as we can. We are finding the information that we need so we can take this monster out. Correct?
I would appreciate if you don't just yell while I'm speaking, I suppose.
I'm gonna write on the parchment your solution? Question mark.
I don't know that it's a solution, but the option was there, and I think everybody knew it and didn't want to say it, but to kill her.
Your choice is to take on your hands innocent blood of victim. And you think this is the right choice?
I don't think we should condemn them for thinking. I thought similar.
I find it very difficult to believe that I'm encountering hardship on this note, considering our interaction over whether or not we should kill Lyndon. I think it's a very similar thing, and while it's not something I like, it could have potentially been a better solution.
But is different. Lyndon is potentially dangerous himself if he loses control. Irina is a victim who has not shown any level of aggression or uncontrollable behavior that would directly cause other people's deaths.
I don't think that's true.
I think
itself is flawed.
I don't think that's true at all, because Lyndon is also a victim who did not show any aggression towards anyone. And through a situation that is completely out of their control, they're in a situation where their presence might cause harm to others.
You were not there. You did not see the other victims.
Oh.
You did not see the others who ended up like Lyndon.
I get it. We disagree on that. But what I'm saying is the situation with Lyndon and the situation with her are very similar.
But you notice that despite all of this, Lyndon lives.
All right. This is getting us nowhere. Salith, you are absolutely right. There is a very real chance that she could turn into a monster because of what Strahd has done to her. So you're absolutely right. And Lyndon, and at least he's being a little bit quiet now, but yes, so we feared that he could do the same thing, and for all we know, he might still. But we can't sit here and wring our hands over what we could have done or if we're doing the right thing. What we need to do is finish the task at hand. That will solve the problem with her.
I do think that one thing from this conversation has at least made me feel better. If I go in this with the idea of we maybe bought them time so we could stop Strahd and stop all of it, then at least my conscience feels better.
Yeah, I also hadn't thought of that, so that is a positive. However, I think agonizing on whether or not we made the right decision is something that I guess I can't stop doing. I know what you're saying, that it doesn't help us, but, well, I think it can, because it educates our future decision-making. But you're right.
Something that if Irina does prove to be dangerous herself, not just as a target, but herself losing control and becoming monster, there will be no mercy. She will die.
I don't think losing control and becoming a monster and having somebody harm those around you because you are really all that different.
But they are. In
terms of the danger you pose to other people, they're precisely the same.
based on the 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 sense of morality.
Well,
I don't know that that's true.
I think
It's supposed we just disagree on this.
I think it just depends on how you look at individuals' actions and who is at fault for different things. But that's fine. I think I've gained what I wish to out of this conversation. It has made me feel better.
We just need to keep our eyes focused on the task.
And the task is the death of that monster in the castle.
Right. But we don't have what we need in order to take him on head on. That would be suicide. So let's okay. Let's hit the road again. Let's try and find what we can about these birds in this vineyard, because they're supposed to be allies to us somehow.
Yes, you're right. All right.
I'm fine, thanks. I'm good. All right.
All right. So let's see where that puts you guys. Okay, so you guys are there then. Okay. All right. So shortly after that, as you continue on the path, you see a weather-worn signpost next to the road. 3 arms of the sign point along 3 branches of the road. The arm pointing to the north reads Kresik, and through the woods you can see an arching stone bridge spanning a river. The arm pointing east reads Valaki, and the road slopes up and gradually in that direction. The arm pointing southwest reads Wizard of the Wines. The road sloped gently downward in that direction.
All right. Wizard of the Wines, we've made the right decision going down this road, so let's keep going.
Quinn, are you alright?
Yeah, no, I'm fine. It's just sore.
Do you require me to carry you?
No.
You're
Let's keep
certain?
going. Yeah.
All right. At this point, I need all of you to make a perception check.
Well, back to my bad rolls.
16. Yep.
Natural 20
1.
for a 24.
Lynn got a 19.
Okay.
Perception 18.
Okay. All right. Anyone with a 12 or higher, as you are walking down the road, you see a figure soaring through the sky. You can make out large feathers. However, as it descends, it gets quite a bit larger, and then eventually it dawns upon you that that's not exactly the size of a raven should be. And eventually,
Does it look threatening?
oh, it's not.
Is it coming right for us?
Well, yes, but at least you're seeing it kind of. It's not like diving down at you, but it's kind of gently coming down, and it appears in front of you. You see in front of you a very large were-raven, and it kind of, tilts its head at you and looks around, and then just kind of nods. Yeah.
Can I insight check to gain its intentions?
Yeah, does it seem hostile? Do it
Yeah.
have any features that make it seem hostile or dangerous?
No, it actually kind of just as it descends, it actually descends in a nice, gentle fashion to try to make it seem like it's not trying to threaten you. And in fact, it does it in a way that it's obvious that it wants to gain your attention. Even when it lands, it gently puts its feet on the ground, as if it's trying to ensure that it's trying to be as soft-footed as possible.
I will bow, greeting it.
Yeah, I will lower my head graciously towards him.
Yeah, you can kind of, it cocks its head to the side and gives it a nod, and it slowly starts changing from that. Its features start changing that from bird, and ends up um, becoming a elderly gentleman. And he coughs. He's like, "Wouldn't recommend going down there. It's not exactly what most folks would call safe."
Well, I appreciate the warning. We are not what you would call regular folks. Greetings, Feathered One. We were sent by some of the Vistani. We had heard that there was the leader of the Feathered Ones in this area who lives among the vine, who could be sought as just to be completely honest with you, we are looking for allies in our fight against Strahd, and we were wondering if there's any assistance that you or your kind might be able to offer us.
He kind of looks at you, and it's like, "Oh, my word! I didn't actually think that any single one of you were interested in that. I took it you for just stray adventurers that got caught up here and going after the big one. I see, huh?"
It started that way, but this is personal.
He kind of just nods like, yeah, he kind of looks you over, and you can kind of feel like he's looking into your soul, and he's like, I've seen those eyes. You've had a rough bit there, eh?"
A little bit more so recently than usual, but yes.
He lets out a long sigh. It's like, these old wings of mine don't exactly beat as well as they did, but as much as I would like to size up against the old bat, got a kind of problems of my own.
Well, what kind of problems of your own do you have that, again, we are seeking allies, so if there's any way we could help you so that you'd be freed up to help us, we might be able to meet in the middle, as it were. If y'all don't mind.
He's like, well, that's something. He kind of paws at his beard a little bit and is like, well, my family and I were kind of pondering over the slight, how do we want to put it? We have a slight plant infestation that we're kind of pondering over. Apparently some druids from outside of town decided to take it upon themselves to, well, how do I put it, seek my vineyard, and I really would like to have that back.
Well, I'm sure, Mr. I'm sorry, I didn't seem to catch your name.
He kind of just, kind of takes a second. It's like, oh, this old mind doesn't seem like it works as well as you do. Name's Davian Martikov.
Davian what?
Here, let me go ahead and put it in there for you guys.
This would be the father, right?
Yep.
I was about to ask, yeah. Does that make you the father of Irvin living in Milwaukee?
You can kind of tell that saying that kind of pains him, and he gives a reluctant nod. It's like, yeah, that's my boy. Kind of a rough topic these days.
Your daughter-in-law is concerned about you and your other son, since there has been no vine of recent.
He kind of shakes his head. It's like, yeah, well, definitely complex issue with that of the wine.
All right. Well, I'm sure that we can. Families complicate things, I know, but I'm sure that we can try to find a way to help you. So you said druids came in here and started doing something to the plants?
He nods his head. He nods his head and he's like, "Yeah, over the last few nights, more so than others, we've had well, we've had a large amount of what we call twigs come by. Some druids come over with them. They bring out a large amount of, you know, tree-shaped figures, and they assault our vineyards. Apparently, they got smart and sized up a good force and pushed us out of our home. And we were plotting on how to get it back, and so happened to see you folks come down the way. First, I was gonna warn you,
Um,
but you seem like you're more capable.
at this point, I'm gonna kind of like hold my hand out and just conjure a minor illusion of the plants we fought before in my hand. Not like a full size one, just something in my hand, kind of looking at him like this, like quizzically.
Does it look like that?
He kind of goes, "My word, I didn't think they came this far out. Where did you find these folks?"
I'm basically just gonna like point at the road.
That far out, huh? Well, this isn't good. They're thinking that they've conquered my plot. They might be getting bold and thinking that sparing their influence.
Out of character, are you talking about the scarecrows?
Yeah.
Oh no, I was talking about the plants that we fought.
Yeah, the shambling mound.
Oh, the Shambling Mound. No, I thought you were referring to the scarecrows. I'm sorry, but no, no. He doesn't. He's like, no, not. He kind of shakes his head. It's not the mound. He kind of waves his hand and shows you kind of more akin to the scarecrows and something that resembles more of a. I'll give you guys the. Let me see here if I can just not that one.
A big ass tree.
No, not a big ass tree. Let's see here. There we go. I'll just copy this and put this in campaign info. And put it in campaign. No? What the hell? Please put it in campaign info. There we go. There you go. Kind of shows you like humanoid trees, but he's like, there ain't any humans in that, but yeah, basically the druids conjure up these folks. They come in a couple sizes. You have ones about the size of a regular size adult to small little kid ones that we end up calling twigs.
I see.
So, question. Sorry, out of character, when he does that does that look like something that I would quantify as like a humanoid then, or is it like monster?
It's humanoid at least in appearance. It two standard limbs for feet or for legs and two arms, a torso, and a head. So they're at least humanoid in form, but they're completely plant based in his words.
Yeah, they would not like count as humanoid in game terms.
Yeah, that's basically what I was wanting to know.
Oh, okay.
How do they? Do you happen to know how well they would handle fire? Sometimes plants are not keen on fire.
It's like, well, if they're dry like some of them are, they take pretty well like kindling. But if you deal with the ones that are more vine-like, then those ones might take a bit longer to burn.
Okay. So why are the druids attacking your vineyard?
Well, my guess is that they're trying to seek out the gems on my property. You see, long story short, our soil was blessed not by gods or anything, but by magical gems that we planted into the soil. It's the reason why we can actually grow something like, grapes in a desolate land with very little sunlight. I believe it's Baba Lasaga that probably sent him over there and probably stumbled upon a gem. That's the leading theory, because as soon as she found one, she sent a whole mob after trying to find the others.
Well, Saga?
Yeah, let me go give you that too.
Baba Lasaga.
He kind of just takes a long side. It's like, they came and got the last gem a couple days back, and we being my family and I, decided to try to take a counter stroke and take take them back by force, and it didn't turn too well for us. We ended up losing more than just feathers that day, and then they decided to come back for us.
So they're basically common thieves coming to take your land because fuck you. That's why.
Well, they think that there might be other treasures that we're holding inside, which sadly that's not the case.
But again, just common thieves trying to take something that doesn't belong to them.
Nods his head, like, but that way, yes.
Can I insight check him?
Yeah, go ahead.
All right, that is a 3.
As far as you can tell, he's telling you the truth.
All right. Okay. But if we were to remove the threat of these wayward druids from you, you and your ilk might be able to help us with the. Were we to try and take on Strahd?
He's like, oh, yes, we ravens have a thing for family, and doing that is pretty much risking your lives for our livelihood. That's what family does.
Okay, so we could be family to the ravens. That sounds like good to me. How do we all feel about that?
It sounds promising.
I think it sounds like a good idea.
All right. Well, from the sounds of things, it sounds like there's just a bunch of druids trying to take something that doesn't belong to them, that belongs to our family, the ravens. So why don't we kindly and politely invite them to mosey along and return the property that they had stolen.
This sounds like plan.
Okay.
Just in case that things go poorly, or that we need rest during our extermination of these creatures. Do you have safe places that you have secured nearby? A place to retreat?
He taps his elderly cane on the ground 3 times, and then you just hear the sounds of ravens cawing in the distance. It's like, these are our woods. Not even Strahd sends his wolves or his demons in over here.
No wolves. That's good.
Inside check?
Yeah, go ahead.
$14.
Yeah, you can definitely check that. What he says about the fact that nothing gets by without his permission, and at least in this general vicinity, is true.
The Vistani said, if I missed this conversation, I apologize. The Vistani said that you had one last fight left in you. Did you fight Strahd before?
He laughs. He's like, "Oh no, I'm a family man, but I've been thinking it's time to kind of pass the torch to my kids and maybe go on a blaze of glory. Fortunately for me, I've always wanted to give that man his comeuppance. But, then you get married, and then you raise kids, and then, the vineyard becomes your life. My golden age of adventuring fell apart. So, now that...
Well,
Oh,
why
yeah.
does he avoid your woods?
He laughs. He's like, oh, he doesn't avoid my woods. He sends stuff over here where he just kind of gives you a vain gesture with his hand, then as a ripping motion, he's like, we just do a pretty good job on making sure that they don't mess with the vineyard.
Okay.
Well, someone's been messing with it, so we need to take them out.
It's like, indeed. I'm kind of tired of not sleeping in my own bed at night.
All right.
All right, so the Sally Force.
That would do. So we can do this quiet or we can do this loud.
He kind of looks you over and he's like, okay. So he basically waves someone else down, and basically it perches right next to him, and he talks to him in basically in Kaza and Kuz, and I don't know. Does Parrot have
What language is it?
Yeah, let me just-
Ah! Ah!
No, what's it called?
He's cooing and cawing.
Well, I mean, I'm a bird, so I think.
That's what I was about to say. I'm like, I mean,
And I'm the descendant of a cow, but I don't speak cattle.
I don't think the game has ever. You know what? Just for the hell of it, what type of bird were you again? What type of kenku? Just a regular parrot?
Oh, I muted myself. Sorry. I would say that I'm definitely not a parrot. I don't want to look like a parrot. That's not what I'm going for. My name is Parrot. I'm more of a crow raven ish
Okay.
esque sort of.
Then yeah, I'll for flavor text, yeah, you can understand them since you're close enough. I wasn't too sure what type of bird you were, and I forgot to ask beforehand. I'm like, wait, what type of kenku were you? Okay, so yeah, you can actually understand them, and he's basically given a detailed report about the fact that the building is surrounded and that that some have actually made it inside of the actual building where the vats are and everything, and things are not looking good for the interior as they're wrecking stuff. You can see the rest of you're just kind of going, what the hell are you talking about? You're just hearing coos and caws, and then you see a heads nod, and then eventually, about 2 or 3 minutes after the fact, Davian just kind of looks at. He's like, "So, there's quite a bit going on in there," and he basically reiterates the same thing to you about the fact that the building's surrounded. There's a lot of twigs and vine creatures about on the premises. Some are inside, and that it might be a bit of a battle to do to take out all those guys if you go in guns blazing, for lack of a better term, or no, swords of pitchforks rage. But on the other hand, as there's quite a few, he's not sure the stealth route would fare any better because there's quite a few all over.
Like, are they like littering the fields? Are they inside the building?
He says, according to the Were Raven that talks that the report came in for the Were Raven that there's quite a few in the fields, and there's definitely a larger force surrounding the house searching, and he's not entirely sure how many made it inside, but from the way things are sounding, they're tearing up the place. So the bulk of the force is actually surrounding the main establishment, where there's a few littered around in the vineyards, kind of just searching, kind of just tearing through the actual vines and tearing up the ground, looking for anything of importance.
Majority of the force. I'm not looking for an exact number, but were we talking about like 4, or are we talking about like 30?
He relates, and he's like, he's the bird. He notes, like, my son here says it's probably around 30 of the blights and probably around 6 to 8 druids.
6 to 8 druids, and then 30 of the plants.
Yep.
That's a lot of things.
He basically tells you that his force consists of himself and his two eldest son, his daughter, and her husband. So there's five of them that can assist depending on where you want them to help out with.
Well, what are your forces like capable of?
Well, we're handy with if you're like my son over here, we can fight from the sky using crossbows and swords, or if you need us in our normal raven forms, our beaks and claws are pretty sharp. We're good for hit and runs mostly.
Um, I'm gonna make another minor illusion in my wing with like them flying and dropping things on like just like a bird flying and dropping things on stuff.
Or also a distraction.
Yeah, he's open to suggestions at this point.
So what do we reckon?
He's his take is that their original plan was as that they were going to start from the vineyard and work their way inward, and they were just going to either shoot down any vines or druids from the sky, make slow steady process, and then eventually just wear them down. But that could take a lot of time as well. But if you guys want to cause a distraction, they don't really have much at their disposal aside from whatever weapons and items that they're carrying. So they don't have anything. They don't have anything to really drop or anything. So you guys would have to provide them with that. If you want to do a straight-on assault, they're a little bit more cautious about that approach, but they can do that as well as fight on the ground and attack with you guys.
All right, turning to Salith and Netrix and Vika, what do y'all reckon?
Well, I did get the oil. They could drop oil on them, but I don't want to damage the vineyard with fire. You said there's about 6 to 8 druids and 30 plant creatures.
Yep, that's what the report says.
That's a lot of stuff.
There's a very lot of things. And how many?
It's a lot of damage.
How many forces do we have?
Well, with the 6 of us, plus the 5 were-ravens.
Mm-hmm.
Not a lot.
Question: you said when they were going through it, where was everybody at? Like, I think our best bet's gonna be. Sorry, this is out of character. Our best bet's gonna be trying to attack, like instead of oh, we're gonna fight 30 against 10 or 11 or whatever. Bad idea. I think we've all assessed that. What I want to know is like where in the vineyard, as like the groups, do we know that because they just reported in so.
And here's an interesting question. Are the trees being controlled by magic of the druids, or are they living things of their own?
He
Would killing a druid kill trees?
he thinks about that for a second. He's like, it might disorganize them at least, but we've shot down a few of the druids originally, but the vines and the twigs ended up just causing just mass destruction around them. So you take out the head, and the body will still wriggle around, stamping down anything in the nearby vicinity. But at least that causes them to not at least be organized.
I wonder if there'd be a way for us to target the druids, take out the rest of them, and then maybe the trees themselves will just disperse. or be at least easier to deal with.
That's a good idea. If we can find a way to execute that.
If you're talking about trying to be stealthy, no offense, but this is not my specialty.
Not maybe necessarily stealthy, but if we cause enough commotion, druids send trees one direction, we attack from a different direction, and the druids in the back.
So you are saying to split the party and have what? Me go and make a commotion and then the rest of you pick off the druids?
I would say maybe not us. I meant maybe more where ravens create problem, trees get to deal with problem, we attack druids.
This is under the assumption that the druids will send off their servants alone.
Well, yes.
Have they shown this sort of behavior before? Or are they always surrounded by their minions?
He takes a second to ponders that, and he's like, "Well, the normal grouping has been that that the twigs kind of group up in at least groups of 5 or 6 around the druid that calls them up. So it seems like he goes with them to ensure the orders are followed."
So separating them from their twigs is not likely.
So we're probably just better off trying to separate the druids from one another so we don't take on multiples at the same time and just pick them off one by one.
That is also very true. If saying us 11 versus 30 of them versus instead of us 11 ambushing one druid and his 5 or 8 twigs at a time would be much easier.
I'm gonna walk up to you, Atrix, and I'm gonna give you my flask of oil.
I will take the oil. Thank you. And I'll put that in my bags. I'm just thinking. There's not enough oil to do anything too crazy with it. We have 5 flasks. I'll look to the Werewolves guys again. Do the druids do patrols? How are they handling themselves?
He looks over to, he looks to the Were-Raven and, basically they talk back and forth for a few minutes and they go, "Well, thankfully I think you won't have to deal with all the druids at once. It seems like some of them went into our home to search for something, so we might only have to deal with maybe 3 or 4 druids on the outside to start off with, at least. And depending on what druids go on there, it could be that we might be lucky enough to deal with maybe 1 druid with his small pack before the other ones catch on."
What could they possibly be looking for in your home?
Well,
and now would be not the time to keep it from us.
He looks at me, he's like, "Well, they found 3 of our magic, quote-unquote, seeds, as we've called them, the gems that make our soil fertile. They're thinking that we have maybe more of that stuff. The Saga thinks that we may be hoarding more treasure, which, fortunately, is not the case."
All right, so your scouts know where their whereabouts are on the outside?
No, this is correct. As far as unless they're further out than our original perimeter, I don't see anything else. I've just never seen so many blights in such a small area before.
All right, in your opinion, what do you think the smallest concentration of them, in order for us to be able to isolate some of the blights and the druids, where would be the best place to start?
Well, he thinks for a second, like, our best bet is to try to maybe go on the western edge where the actual vineyards are. there doesn't seem like there's too many of those guys, and they might be spread well enough out to where we can pick them off real fast, and then make our approach from the west side of the homestead.
And they seem generally interested in where your ravens are, correct? They see you guys as a threat.
Yeah, they know about our tricks, and they knew that we came to attack them a few days, so they're always on the lookout for us, at least.
Is there always on the lookout for you, and you could just fly overhead over certain area and we could attack from behind?
Yes, you could fly over from the east when they go to try and attack you. We can attack from the west. So while they are looking in your direction and we come from the other, because they don't know that we're coming.
He strokes his beard, like, I like this.
Sounds like we got a solid plan. I know that you said that they are ransacking your place, and we do not want them to get anything that we cannot recover. So I think we should. That's as good a plan as we're going to get.
He nods. So I will actually have to draw out a actually slightly larger map for this one because the module does not have one, so I'll get that ready in 2 weeks. So you guys kind of figure out what stuff that you need tactical wise, so I can get that put into a map, so when we get together back in 2 weeks we can kind of go from there, and then I'll have all the tokens necessary for at least the Raven party. If you need like kind of what gear that they have, I can provide you that as well. They just have a kind of a standard build, and then we can make sure everyone's positioned and ready to go for here in 2 weeks for the battle of the vineyard, essentially.
And for hopefully next time I do not need to play myself and also Lyndon.
Right. Oh, that
It's
reminds me.
rather confusing trying to do 2 different accents one after another. Especially
It's been really amusing, though.
Especially when one of them I haven't tried to use for God's over a year.
The DM in me is getting giddy joy from watching her try to do this.
Oh boy. Everyone good for 2 weeks from now, right? Was that the 30th? The
21st.
So
2 weeks would be the 28th.
27th.
Or the 27th.
28th. Yeah.
Okay, so yeah. Let me know if that plan changes, but we'll get together back on the 27th since my work schedule will probably not allow me to get everything going in time. But yeah, we'll get together on the 27th for another D&D session. And we'll do the Battle of the Vineyard. We'll have that all squared away, because seeing on how many parts are going to be moving on that, I think that's going to probably chew up, if not all our time, pretty damn close to it. But alright.
Yeah.
Alright, well, I'm going to end the stream there tonight. Thanks for everyone coming by and watching us, and thanks again to my players for coming and hanging out, especially Vico, who provided us with 2 accents tonight. That was definitely a treat.